bullish on November 12th, 2021. It is not time to sell yo Tesla. At least not panic sell it. I mean, maybe you've got other financial needs. I don't know. But either way, I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. If you can hear me smack of the thumb in either direction while the thumbs down button remains, that would be kind of helpful. Quick thanks to Marshall Ross, who just joined at the Cool in the Gang level. Thank you, my patron. More on that at the end. How's everybody doing? Exciting week? Do we have some fun? Did anything exciting happen? I wasn't paying attention. Tesla just had its worst week in 20 months after Elon sold $5.7 billion, above a billion worth of shares. Yeah, that happens. And you could argue that, oh my gosh, I'm losing money. Are you though? Because if you're selling now, I would argue maybe now isn't the best time to be selling. And if you're buying now, not only are you getting a dip from last week, but you could be buying some of Elon's own personal shares. Let's make sure everything looks good. Okay. So, let's get back over here. But here's the FUD, some of it. It's not just Elon. Here's who else at Tesla has been selling the stock. Kimball. Kimball has been selling, but Kimball has always been selling. Kimball sells all the time. Kimball regularly sells. He must be living large. I am convinced Kimball is the reason that the smiley face with a cowboy hat emoji exists. That's canon to me. Can't convince me otherwise. So this was a predictable move. Look at the volume here. This is the volume of shares sold. And look at that. That's a lot of shares. So that means somebody's selling and somebody's buying. And interestingly, it turns out the ratio of sellers to buyers remains 1-to-1, because that's how stocks work. But this wasn't just predictable, it was predicted. Hello, Jeff. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Bradford from Halter Ferguson Financial on Twitter at Brad S. Ferguson. Brad did not ask me to post this. I mentioned to him that I was going to, but I don't know if he got the private message I sent him. There are no magic trading blocks that would help Elon. The last two big Tesla sales were $5 billion in dilution and 1% of the company in December and September of 2020. Go look at the tape. On average, Tesla was down about 9% to close. So what Bradford's saying is, we knew how many shares he had to sell, and that this is, in effect, a dilution. Because Elon shares were not on the market for a decade. They were dead to the world. Elon didn't sell them. If Elon doesn't sell them, someone cannot buy them. This is effectively new supply. Yeah, these were shares that were taken out of the float that have now been put back into the float. So those were shares you and I could not buy before a couple days ago, and now we can. Can we get them autographed? That's what I'd like to know. Now, I've seen some people say, oh my gosh, my options took a beating. Oh, I'm going to lose money. I was just sure it was going to keep going up. Well, to that I say, options are still gambling. And I can't give you advice on that. It's not something I do or know how to do or understand well enough. And every time I've thought, ooh, I can do this, man. I can outsmart the market. I look at what options are at, and then I imagine it, and then I'm always almost universally glad I didn't. You can always Monday morning quarterback stock trades, but yeah. Who could have predicted it? Well, Bradford did back in October. He was actually on Dave Lee's channel, where he explained that, yeah, this is too much money. Elon already had leveraged, what did Bradford say here? 92 million shares, something like that, out of his 167 million. That doesn't leave you a lot of room to leverage more. And even at a generous 2% rate, it would have been something like $180 million a year in interest. Now, I know this is, this is how rich people avoid paying tax. They take out loans so they don't sell stock. Right, but they're going to have to sell that stock eventually and pay the tax on it, and in the meantime, they have to pay interest on it. The only time this works is when you're sure it's going to the moon, which is why Elon has always held. Why Kimball doesn't do that? I don't know. It is a fine question. So let's look at the good news. Let's look at the upside. 54,391 China-made vehicles in October. That's a good number. This would put Giga Shanghai on a run rate of over 650,000 a year, because October wasn't even a complete month. There was a national holiday in there that shut the plant for 3-4 days at least, mostly. I mean, the beast never sleeps, but it was pretty sleepy. Those are good numbers, and that's one plant. That means this year alone, Giga Shanghai has reached a run rate in excess of Tesla's record-breaking 2020 total sales. That's fantastic. But then comes the FUD. Here we are, Reuters. Look at how great they're doing in China. 2 days later, no joke, 1 day later, China vehicle sales fall 9.4% in October. Now, they go on to qualify that it's actually a good thing. They're exporting a ton. And from the sales figure, from the retail price figures, it looks like the margin might be better on the European sales. And Tesla really feels that they need to get into the European market before Giga Berlin comes online. So what I'm saying here is, if you believed in Tesla last week, you definitely should believe in it this week, because the only things that have materially changed, apart from Elon selling his shares, is that things have gotten better. Yeah. Other good news, Tesla says production might begin in Giga Berlin in Texas this year, with no deliveries until early next year. Now, this is no surprise to any of you, because you watch channels like this and you know what's going on. But to people outside the company, to people on social media especially, they don't follow this stuff. They don't know what's going on. So if Shanghai can make 600 plus 1,000 cars a year, and Fremont can make 500, 600 plus 1,000 cars a year, these factories 3.0 can make more. Now, I've heard figures saying, well, the initial phase, 250,000, and then hopefully expand from there. No. Giga Texas is 3 phases in one. If you go back and look at the original blueprints, this footprint that we see here was meant to be done over 3 distinct phases. And after the pair of capital raises, they realized, nah, let's just do it all at once. We got the cash, let's make it happen. This is a easy 1 million car a year factory. And anything under 500,000 within 12 to 18 months of ramp would be ridiculous. So do you believe that Tesla having the ability to produce an additional 1 million to 4 million cars a year is good for the company or bad for the company? Gosh, I don't know. And again, not stock advice, but Tesla increased Model Y prices again as new incentives are coming. The new incentives may not come. The fact that the infrastructure bill was voted on separately from the Build Back Better bill makes it a tougher sell, and it makes it easier to water down because your leverage is gone. So it may not come. It may not happen for Tesla. It may be limited for Tesla. But the bottom line is, models are sold out for a long time. The order book is quite full. So that makes it pretty easy to raise prices. And since January 1st, the Model Y, so first of all, the standard range Model Y is gone. That one was originally, what, $41,999? It's gone. The SR Plus has gone up in price by 5,000? 7,000? 7,000. The SR Plus has gone up by 7,000. $7,000 extra. The car don't cost $7,000 more to make. This is fattening up the bottom line. So if all you care about is free cash flow, Tesla's going to have more of it. If all you care about is the profit percentage, a Tesla going to have more of it. This is all, again, if last week you were excited, this week you should be over the moon, even if the stock isn't. Hertz Tesla order might increase to 200,000. Now, you remember last week we said, well, the contract isn't signed. What contract? They're paying full price. Just order them. And that's what they're doing. They've already started ordering them. They've already got them on the website. And the feedback has been outrageous. Now, it's very likely that other rental fleets will follow suit, because this is the sort of thing that's had an outsized impact on Hertz as a company. They're doing very well. 200,000, is that a lot of cars? Well, you'll remember that Tesla only recently passed the 2 million cumulative mark. They'd only made 2 million cars since forever, ever. And this deal alone is 200,000? And this also effectively makes long-term test drives available. You know, don't take it around the block. Take it out of town. Spend the weekend with it. And then Hertz has a deal with Carvana to sell them on the secondary market. That kind of gives Tesla a de facto dealer network, except without all the markup and hassle. Tesla can now sell electricity in Texas. Here's how it could work. Now, I did a video quite a while back called Tesla's $47 billion bet on energy. The mega packs just work. And this is a fine example of it. And you go into markets where you can arbitrage energy, where you can effectively shut down peaker plants, gas plants, and save the ratepayers money while making $11 cajillion. And this is only going to expand because the megapack factories are real now. They broke ground recently on a new megapack factory. And I believe what's going to happen, here's my speculation, is when Texas ramps Model Y production, they will aim to do so with the 4680s. Now, if they don't have enough 4680s, they'll still do 2170s. But if the 4680s are ready, that means Fremont could switch their Model Y production to LFP, and those 2170s would be left over for megapacks. I mean, really, the megapacks can use kind of anything. If there's a supply, they can use them. Because megapacks are not bound by strict weight requirements. It could just kind of work. There's still more savings to be had. The current Models 3 and Y, as I understand, are not using single front and rear castings. They do have a single rear casting on the Y and maybe larger castings, but not single castings on the 3. That's room for savings and streamlining. And the structural battery pack takes it to yet another level. And remember, when the Model Y was made, Sandy Munro tore it down and said, this car is cheaper to make than the Model 3. And yet it sells for vastly more. This is very exciting. This is why the Tesla Model Y's mega casting is a game changer. Now, I imagine I don't have to tell you guys, but in case this is your first time hearing about it, the mega casting takes hundreds of fiddly bits and stamped parts from the back or the front that are normally stamped then welded or riveted or glued or otherwise joined together, and replaces them with a single piece that's cast as one, just a big chunk of aluminum. It's lighter, it's stronger, it's cheaper to make, it's faster to make, and it's, better. The only downside I've heard is, well, if an accident is sufficiently serious, it'll total the car. Yes, that's already true. That's already true of most cars. Now, don't take my word for it. Tesla's Elon Musk makes surprise appearance at Volkswagen Executive Conference. Yes, Herbert D's nuts went ahead and conferenced him in. Let's Zoom with Elon, because we have to do what they're doing or we will die. Now, you can hate the man if you like. You can say he's a lackluster CEO. I've seen that on social media. Oh, he's a middling CEO at best. He was in the right place at the right time. Get real. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you don't have to. You can listen to someone like Herbert Diess or Jim Farley, who, by the way, is Chris Farley's cousin. I've never been able to find a picture of them together, but it's confirmed everywhere, and look at him. Look at him. He looks like Chris Farley. I know. Weird. Chris Farley's cousin said basically the same thing, except in more affirmative and complimentary words. There's no quotes in this article, but yeah. Thanks for leading the way. Yeah, it was... Boy, I should try and find that. Maybe I'll put a link in the description to his actual remarks. They were shocking. They were absolutely fantastic. So if you've got any questions, now is the time to post them, because we're going to get on to those and then get on with our weekends. First, a quick shout out and a thank you to my Patreons who get early access, bonus content, an ad-free experience, and help keep the channel running for as little as $1 a month. And I thank you guys all so much. It's really awesome. And thank you for the super chat to Breakneck Trent, who asks, what if Rivian is properly valued today? Tesla is extremely undervalued and worth alien farts? Okay, so I've been looking at a couple things. Looking at the valuation of Rivian, they're worth, 80 billion at IPO, with the promise of 1 million cars in 9 years. Now, I think 1 million is aspirational. Maybe they can do it, maybe they can't. But in either case, that's not a lot for a $80 billion valuation today. And Rivian is just a car company. Lucid's valuation is similarly quite high. I don't remember what it was, 60 billion or so. Maybe it's 80, maybe it's 100. It doesn't matter. They are just a car company. And today, they're just a specialty car company, a luxury car company with a limited market. Now, they will increase volume, reduce prices, expand the market. Well, that's great, but that only gets them back to where Tesla was 10 years ago. And it was, just a few years ago, the valuation was only 60 billion, and Tesla was crushing it. So what do I think is going on? I think everyone who missed out on the 20x gains of the last 2 years on Tesla are kicking themselves and looking for the next Tesla. I had a very, I'm trying to find a polite way of putting it, interesting conversation with a Lucid fan who said, boy, sure, you went there and they weren't in any way accommodating or would even, Lucid's a black box. They don't let you look inside. They won't even let Bear's Workshop fly over the property. They've done all kinds of legal shenanigans to shut him up and make things miserable. But I chose not to invest. I was ready to give them at least a few bucks. And I look back, and if I invested, I'd be up 80, 90%. Well, Right, but I didn't, and I kept the money in Tesla, and I'm still up 80, 90% in an investment I consider substantially safer. And Lou said, if I had that run up, I would have sold it. And then done what? Put it back into Tesla? I'd have gained nothing. I'd have just had the experience of risk. Because I do believe the valuation is not justified by their product offerings. By their product offerings. So, let's see if we got any comments we need to address. Hi guys, how's everybody doing? How are you all? I'm having a lucid dream. Thank you, Digital Blade Canada. Lucid people are hard to find. Is this pre-recorded? Yes. Yes, Breakneck Trent. It is pre-recorded, but only by about 30 seconds. So that allows me to react. Just not super fast. Whatever the delay is. Whatever the delay is. I'm going to go up a bit here. Right. Exercise options, paper certificates. So by the way, this $15 billion tax bill he's going to pay is, as far as I can tell, the largest single-year tax bill paid by anyone ever in world history. In world history. Because it's a big boy. And you know it's not going to be enough for the haters. They will still take issue with it, as they do. Elon has planned to donate his money. Steve, as I read, he's already pledged 50% of his net worth, which would be, more than Bill Gates, because Bill Gates pledged 98% of his, and it's that much less. In the meantime, Elon creates the most exciting jobs. Doesn't he, though? Oh, well, you can't be a billionaire without taking advantage of your workers. Really? Because interns at Tesla get $41 an hour. Because they don't hire the people who just sit around. They hire real engineering talent and expect them to work for the summer doing meaningful stuff. And then maybe hire them. I say it will be 2 million cars out of Austin, if not more. MD Hofsty, I agree because of Cybertruck. Cybertruck is so easy to build. Why? If it works, which it should, 2 million should be doable because you can just crank out a Cybertruck in no time flat. Oh, I haven't forgotten about giving you the die casting 101, just been working some sick hours. This feller here knows about casting. So that's something we hope to have upcoming. That should be pretty cool. Trent says, Tesla broke the simulation. Been saying it for years. The simulation feels lazy these days. Feels lazy. Planet Tesla. I'm pretty sure that's Mars. I don't know. You can't buy Tesla power in Austin. The city runs the power company and had a law passed that you can't buy power from a third party, only the city. I have lived in cities like that. Even the cost of all the stamping molds for the 80 pieces replaced by one piece. Yeah. Elon got a flashlight. I can't wait for Austin to go online. Whoopsie doodle. And get Fremont retooled for front and rear castings on YN3. Yeah, with structural batteries. Yeah. I miss Chris Farley. Me too. We all miss Chris Farley. Americans have been buying more crossover and pickup than regular cars. Sedans are kind of dead. Trucks are big and CUVs are bigger. I don't know. It's the total addressable market is massive. What will Elon do with the extra money? Pay off SpaceX investors? I don't think so. I think he might. I imagine he might sell enough to pay off his current secured stock loans. But I don't know. I don't know. It depends on what the terms of those are. And if he doesn't, he should renegotiate them. Because having 92 million shares secured for only $200 million, that's $2 a share. That's insanity. What price would I buy Rivian at? Market cap at 20 billion, I'd be in. I'd absolutely be in. Maybe even 30. Maybe even 30. I would absolutely be in. Because I have confidence in Rivian. I absolutely do, especially with the delivery vans. They've got 100,000 pre-orders with Amazon, and Amazon could buy more. And they would do it. Yeah, Jeff, FOMO, fear of missing out, is driving a lot of these EV stocks. A lot of them. Okay, bought 2 more at 10.28, little by little. Good job. It may not feel exciting today, but it will. Will Tesla hit 900 next week? Will it ever fall below 900? No idea. No idea, because there are a lot of people who will buy it at 1,000 or at 990 or at 980. There are people who are waiting to jump in, and as each of those marks hit, it's a new floor, making it difficult to bounce back. Jeff's got a Cybertruck on order. Nice. Nice. Well, I don't know what comment that's in response to. Oh, I see. Yes, the prediction probably. Ah, yes. I do not. I have a crystal ball. It's in the shop. It's frustrating. Mark says he feels fine. I agree. Can't wait, but I am number 1.3 million or so. Yeah. Would Tesla build a specialty car factory that only does S, X, and government vehicles? That run rate would be around 150,000 a year. Yeah, but why? Keep it all on a campus. That's what they do in China. That allows them to be nimble and, What's with all these Tesla Pi cell phone videos that blossoms everywhere on YouTube? I don't know. I'd buy and hold Rivian long-term at $5 to $10 a share. Billionaires are missing the point. Why must a janitor making $30,000 a year pay more taxes? End payroll, put the pay directly into a capital account. If not used, no taxes. Billionaires definitely need to pay more tax. But also millionaires need to pay more tax. Really, to me, the frustrating area is from about 800,000 a year to about 20 million a year. Those guys, I've known some of them, and yeah. David, correct. It's 7:28 p.m. here. I am on the West Coast, the best coast. I don't know. So let's see. Okay. If there are no more questions, we shall wrap it up. Another quick thank you to Brent for the Breakneck Trent for the additional super chat. Thank you so much. Really does help. I'm a millionaire and I try to avoid taxes. Yes. Everyone tries to avoid taxes. It's just that a lot of the tools available to those making over $1 million a year are not available to everyone, and it makes it difficult and arguably unfair. So there we go. Awesome. Great hanging out with you guys. Look forward to hearing from you, soon. If you're watching this later, what did I miss or misunderstand? Leave your thoughts and blinding brilliance in them comments below. And as always, my friends, stay tuned. Stay juicy. And I can't wait to hear from you clever robots on the flippity flop. And yeah, I will have the links to all the articles mentioned in the description later on with timestamps. I should add the Roadster would be a good option for that plant along with Semi. Okay. Any thoughts on how fast Austin can ramp up? Comparable to Shanghai. So 30,000 a month by the end of the first full year is my guess. There we go. Okay, guys. Talk to you soon.